In the heart of the vibrant kingdom of Asempa, where the sun kissed the earth with golden hues and the mighty river Offa snapped its way through lush green valleys, lived a young woman named Akosua Obinima. Akosua wasn't a princess, nor was she from a family of great wealth. Her home was a small hut nestled at the edge of the royal city, and her days were spent helping her mother tend their small farm and weaving intricate baskets from the reeds that grew along the riverbank. But Akosua possessed a treasure far more valuable than gold or jewels, a heart as pale as the driven snow and a spirit as bright as the morning star. Asempa was ruled by the wise King Nana Kwame, and his son, Prince Obotan, was the pride of the kingdom. He was a handsome young man, skilled in warfare and diplomacy, but his heart was heavy. The time had come for him to choose a wife, a queen who would stand by his side and share the burden of ruling Asempa. Instead of a traditional selection process, King Nana Kwame announced a unique royal marriage contest. 10 young women from across the kingdom, regardless of their background, would be chosen based on their inner beauty and character. They would reside within the palace compound for 6 months, and the elders would observe them, seeking the woman whose spirit resonated with the heart of Asempa. The news spread like wildfire, reaching even Akosua's humble home. Her mother, Ama, a woman with eyes that held the wisdom of generations, looked at Akosua with a knowing smile. "My child," she said, "the whispers of the baobab tree have reached my ears. They say a heart of gold shines brighter than any crown." Akosua, though flattered, was hesitant. She knew she was no match for the daughters of wealthy merchants and powerful chiefs, women who had been groomed for courtly life since birth. But Ama encouraged her, reminding her of the values she had instilled in her: kindness, humility, and respect for all living things. On the day of the selection, the royal courtyard buzzed with excitement. Young women from all corners of Asempa, adorned in their finest clothes and jewels, presented themselves before the king and the council of elders. Akosua, wearing a simple but beautifully woven dress, felt her heart pounding in her chest. She stood quietly, observing the others, some of whom eyed her with disdain, while others offered polite but superficial smiles. The selection process was unlike any Akosua had imagined. The king didn't just look at their outward beauty. He asked questions about their dreams, their values, and how they would handle difficult situations. The elders watched closely, their eyes piercing through the facade of finery to the true heart within. To everyone's surprise, including Akosua's, she was chosen as one of the 10 finalists. The other 9 women, daughters of prominent families, were shocked. They whispered amongst themselves, their faces etched with jealousy and disbelief. "A basket weaver," they scoffed. "How dare she compete with us?" Akosua, though overwhelmed, remained composed. She knew this was a chance to prove that true royalty came not from birth, but from character. The 10 finalists were escorted to a special compound within the palace grounds, a place known as the Compound of Whispers. It was a beautiful place, with lush gardens, sparkling fountains, and elegantly furnished rooms. But for Akosua, it quickly became a place of trials. The other contestants, led by the haughty and beautiful Nana Afia, made no secret of their disdain for Akosua. They ostracized her, refusing to share meals with her or even acknowledge her presence. They mocked her humble background, calling her the riverbank weaver, and making snide remarks about her simple clothes. "How dare a commoner like you aspire to be queen?" Nana Afia sneered one day, her voice dripping with venom. "You'll never fit in here. You're nothing but a stain on our royal gathering." Akosua, though hot, refused to be drawn into their negativity. She remembered her mother's words and the whispers of the baobab tree. She treated everyone with kindness, even those who were cruel to her. She helped the servants with their chores, shared her food with those who seemed hungry, and offered a listening ear to anyone who needed it. Her kindness, however, was mistaken for weakness by the other contestants. They saw her gentle nature as an opportunity to exploit her. They assigned her the most menial tasks, spread rumors about her, and even tried to sabotage her chances by hiding her belongings and making her look clumsy in front of the elders. One evening, Akosua was returning from the gardens where she had been tending to the royal flowers when she overheard Nana Afia and two other contestants, Abena and Adoa, whispering near the fountain. "We have to get rid of her," Nana Afia hissed. "She's a threat." The prince seems to notice her quiet strength. "But how?" Abena asked, her voice trembling. "We'll use her kindness against her," Adoa replied, a sly grin spreading across her face. "We'll pretend to be her friends, gain her trust, and then, we'll frame her for something." Akosua's heart sank. She realized the depth of their malice. She knew she had to be careful, but she refused to let their evilness extinguish the light within her. The next day, Nana Afia and her cohorts approached Akosua with smiles that seemed too sweet to be genuine. "Akosua," Nana Afia said, her voice dripping with false sincerity, "we've been so unfair to you. We realize now that we misjudged you. Please, forgive us." Akosua, though wary, decided to give them a chance. She believed in the power of forgiveness, and she hoped that perhaps they had truly changed. She accepted their apology and started to spend time with them, sharing stories and laughter. But their newfound friendship was a trap. They were constantly trying to learn Akosua's routines, her likes and dislikes, her daily activities. They were studying her, looking for a weakness to exploit. One afternoon, Akosua received a beautiful gift, an intricately woven basket filled with exotic fruits. It was a gift from Nana Afia, who claimed it was a peace offering. Akosua thanked her and placed the basket in her room. Later that evening, as Akosua was preparing for bed, she noticed a strange smell coming from the basket of fruit. She examined the fruit closely and noticed a small, almost invisible puncture mark on one of the mangoes. A cold feeling washed over her. She suspected that the fruit had been poisoned. She carefully set the basket aside and decided to take it to the royal herbalist, an old woman named Yaa, who was known for her knowledge of plants and potions. Yaa examined the mango and confirmed Akosua's fears. "This fruit has been poisoned with the sap of the deadly adansi tree," she said, her voice grave. "It's a potent poison. Just a small bite could be fatal." Akosua was horrified. She realized that Nana Afia and her friends were not just trying to sabotage her reputation, they were trying to kill her. Akosua knew she couldn't stay silent. She had to expose the treachery of the other contestants, but she needed proof. She decided to confide in Yaa, the herbalist, and together, they devised a plan. The next day, Akosua pretended to be ill. She stayed in her room, feigning weakness. Nana Afia and her friends were delighted. They thought their plan had worked. They visited Akosua, pretending to be concerned, but their eyes gleamed with malicious satisfaction. That evening, Yaa prepared a special tea for Akosua, a tea that would make her appear to be even more ill, even close to death. Akosua drank the tea and lay in her bed, pretending to be unconscious. Nana Afia and her friends, believing that Akosua was dying, decided to celebrate their victory. They gathered in Nana Afia's room, drinking and laughing. They boasted about their plan, how they had poisoned the fruit, and how they had gotten away with it. Unbeknownst to them, Yaa had placed a magical listening device, crafted from a special talking god, near Nana Afia's room. The god captured their entire conversation, recording their confession. The next morning, the elders were summoned. Akosua, though still weak from the tea, presented the talking god to them. The elders listened in stunned silence as Nana Afia and her friends confessed their crime. The truth was finally revealed. The other contestants' deceitful nature was exposed for all to see. Nana Afia and her accomplices were immediately disqualified from the contest and banished from the palace. Akosua,